Mic check, mic check. One of the Masters Podcast, your host, man, of course. Of course, me, I got a special guest. Please go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Hey, I'm Shanna Carkhum. I'm the development manager for Augusta Housing and Community Development.
Okay. Now I got your information in contact with you through Ms. Karen Gordon. Last week we did an episode. We were going to talk about the event me and you would talk about at some point today, but we wanted to wait until y'all was able to talk about it in more I guess professional setting, because she was in her bag last week. She was just throwing shots all through the episode. So,
Okay.
If you can tell my audience a little bit about yourself and like where you from.
Okay. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, born and raised. Went to Morris Brown College. Came back home and was looking for a career in film, but it's not as lucrative. So I went back to school for architectural and mechanical drafting.
Got you.
So I got in construction probably about 7 years ago. And from the construction, I learned development, which brings me to my current career, which is development manager for housing and community development.
So, tell me a little about your upbringing up here. Like how was it when you came up in Augusta? I'm big on history, so I want to know.
Yeah, I enjoyed living in Augusta growing up. I remember going downtown a lot to shop. We had Sky City. It was a store where you can go and you do some shopping similar to Kmart or whatnot. I enjoyed riding public transportation to the Regency Mall, even though we were being babysat by our big sister. We were also chaperones. I have a twin sister.
Oh, okay. You got a twin?
Yeah, I have a twin. So we were also chaperones, kind of for my sister while she's at the mall. So we would be placed in the corner while she hang out with her friends and whatnot.
And at the what was that like going over the twin? Like, how was that? Was it fun? Is it cool?
It's fun, yeah. Yeah, it's fun. You have your own language, your own games. You come up with your own dances, whatnot.
Did you want to have your own TV show, like Sister, or nah?
I guess you always come up with like different adventures and whatnot. We won a talent contest. We're both artistic in a way. She's a music teacher now and a choir director for her church. But I enjoyed my childhood in Augusta, Georgia.
Do you see and I know and all this is kind of pertaining to what you do anyway, but like, do you see a major difference in like how it was versus, besides social media, of course, but how it was versus when you came up versus now?
Yeah, so a big part of what I enjoy about my job is being able to work in the community that I grew up in. Unfortunately, the 90s brought about the crack epidemic, and that's what took down. It really tore the community apart as far as the family, the businesses, and I saw that change. You know, when I left Augusta in '97, it was it's kind of going down from the drugs in the community.
Yeah.
But I remember when I first in a high school in '93, you still had quite a few businesses on Lanewalker, and then when I came back, it was almost little to none.
How long was you gone?
I was gone for 8 years.
And all that's just for school?
For school, and I lived in Atlanta for some time.
You went to Atlanta.
I went to Atlanta.
So what you went to Atlanta? Where'd you go to Atlanta? Better life?
HBCU. I want the HBCU experience. I went to Morris Brown. I played the saxophone. And I enjoyed being in the band. I was in the band and whatnot. So
Did you say what high school you went to?
I went to Lucid Laney. I'm a Wildcat.
Okay. I figured. Okay.
Yeah,
because when I was talking to Karen, she kept saying her area. So when you said that, I understand. But now it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
You got Laney Wildcat.
My journey is full circle. I never thought I would be living in Augusta, Georgia. So, you have to be careful what you say. When I was a child, I told my mom I wanted to come back and build Augusta. But I was talking about it from a philanthropic standpoint, philanthropy.
Right.
I didn't know I was gonna have my hands like actually on it. So if you manifesting things, just be specific in what you ask for.
Right.
But I wouldn't change it no other way.
So and what you do now, because I want to make sure this is clear, because when I spoke to Karen a little while ago too, she definitely wanted to make this the distinction. So yeah, what you do isn't necessarily housing authority though.
No. So let me please make this distinction for the department. Augusta Housing Authority provides subsidized housing. That's families that live in, subsidized housing, the projects more people can relate to. They either receive some type of subsidy or they pay a difference of the vouchers that they receive. Augusta Housing and Community Development, we provide affordable housing. We work with economic development, job creation. So we do have affordable housing, whereas somebody will pay rent based on their annual or area median income.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually provide a different form of affordable housing that's not necessarily subsidized housing.
When you say subsidized, like I don't know. I'm just asking, like, you talking about like maybe
Section 8.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I was trying to think of a good word to say. I didn't want to say
Section
what I
8.
want to say. Okay, cool. Section 8. So none like y'all don't deal with that though. That's not y'all.
Some is with the shortage right now. We may come across some individuals that have vouchers, and we will assist because we are part of the city. With help placing those individuals in facilities that's hard to find. So we do work across departments with Augusta Housing Authority, but we do get confused a lot with Augusta Housing Authority. That's not us.
Why do you think that is? Though? Like based on what y'all do, like why do you think y'all get confused with that just because of the name?
I mean, it's all service. I mean, gotcha. we work with low income individuals, so I can see how the confusion come about.
What's like some areas y'all might struggle with? I know a lot of companies, a lot of businesses right now anyway are struggling anyway, just what we going through. But like for y'all, what would be a struggle for y'all that y'all trying to work on right now?
In the department, it's a housing shortage. Right now, there is a housing shortage. We are in the process working collectively to bring affordable housing. And there's workforce housing too. And that's something like you may have a teacher or blue collar worker, and they have a decent income. Well, they don't qualify for low moderate income assistance. So they kind of like right outside of it. So you have to have that workforce piece where they can receive products like affordable housing that may be market rate in different areas. But we can provide it with some type of subsidy. And let me get back to subsidy and clear it up. It's an incentive. We can provide up to $25,000 in the Lanewalker Bethlehem area for a family that's looking to purchase a home.
Okay. But it's area based as well, though. Like, so they couldn't just pick where they wanted to be. It's kind of where y'all can place them.
With this program, the Lanewalker Bethlehem is up to $25,000 in that area, non-income contingent. We have another program, which is the home program, but it's low to moderate income individuals. So if they don't qualify for the 80% AMI, area median income, then the best option would be to find a home within the Lanewalker Bethlehem revitalization area where it's non-income contingent, and they can and still receive the home buyer subsidy.
And within the department, is it different people cover different areas, like different parts of the city? So like, are you saying Bethlehem, Laney area?
Let me back up. So under the director of Hawthorne Welcher Jr., he came up with sectors. So you have a support services sector, you have an affordable housing sector, you have a rehab sector, you have the redevelopment sector, which is the one that I manage, and then you have your finance. And the way it came about, rehab, they focus on rehabs. I mean, they really are working
like real rehabs, like
not renovations, but rehabs like your cold items, your plumbing, your electrical, your mechanical, and we do flooring and roof because those are safety issues. If you got holes in your floor, if you got holes in the roof, so rehab, I commend them because they do a lot of work now, especially with the affordable housing piece where they have to turn around or have inspectors go out to make sure the place is safe, to place individuals.
Okay. And
the home program the income is income contingent, where you have the 80% AMI, the 50% AMI, the 30% AMI, and then you have the Lanewalker Bethlehem Revitalization Program, which was approved back in 2008 by the commission.
And is that person still the commissioner now?
No, Miss Betty Beard.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
She is the brainchild behind the Lanewalker Bethlehem Revitalization Program.
So, what about Lanewalker? Or rather, real quick, I want to talk about like the downtown area. Do y'all do anything with the downtown area at all? Do y'all have any kind of hands on that?
Somewhat. You got to remember, Lanewalker is still downtown. Okay. It's the urban core. we butt right up against to the downtown area.
So I asked that because I went walking there like last week or some, but I noticed that it was a lot of and I don't know whether to call them businesses or housing because some of the businesses are housing, like people live right above it. So I don't know like what's what, but it's a lot of vacant buildings.
Okay, so you have mixed-use development Broad Street. That's when you have commercial retail on the lower level and you have residential on the upper level. So that's mixed use. A program that we have that help businesses is the small business relief, and that came about unfortunately due to COVID. And businesses that have 1 to 10 employees, they can receive up to $7,500, and 10 or more they can receive up to $15,000. So we do work pretty much all around Richmond County.
Okay. So with the Bethlehem area, right? Like, what's y'all goals for that? 'Cause I know y'all throwing events, y'all do a lot of stuff in the community. So how important is it to know the community and actually have events within the community to bring the people out and get this kind of information? All this is new to me. I haven't known this stuff.
First and foremost, I really have to thank the mayor, our commissioners, and the city administrator for even allowing us the opportunity to have this event. Through Augusta, Georgia, through the Department of Housing and Community Development, we thought it was just good stewardship to celebrate the history. We were given funds to revitalize the area, and we do have a historic preservation with the S.H. Johnson House, but a lot of people just don't know the history of the area. So, for example, I grew up in the area. I kind of remember, and I might be telling my age, when it was Gwinnett Street. The name changed to Lanewalker Boulevard. Lanewalker Boulevard is not one person, and a lot of people think it's one person. It's two different people.
Yeah, I was always just
so
Lanewalker.
Lucy C. Laney was the founder of Haynes Norman and Industrial Institute. C.T. Walker was the founder of Tabernacle Baptist Church, 1885. So the street is a combination of two pioneers in the community, which is Lanewalker. It should be hyphenated.
You think everybody know that? I don't think everybody know that.
No, I actually pitched this at a manager's meeting, and some people at work, they did not know that.
Did you know that? Did you learn that, or you already knew that when they made the street? That was two people.
I know it was two different people from growing up in the area. So I went to Lucy C. Laney High School, and even as a child, I just knew. I thought that was her school. Well, she was the founder of Haynes Norman and Industrial Institute during the Industrial Revolution. You have to put it together. Yeah. And C.T. Walker founded Tabernacle that also hosted later in further years had MLK. Martin Luther King Jr. Came down and gave a speech at that church. So Tabernacle has a lot of history. So a part of the celebration with the Heritage Festival is just not to celebrate Lanewalker, it's to celebrate all of the pioneers and icons in that area. And we're inviting CSRA.
You know, I don't know, maybe I get with you. I don't know, you the city, so I don't know. But I was thinking about trying to get stuff in here so in the background it could look kind of like it represents Augusta, right? So Karen was in here talking last week, and I was telling her, I said, well, I got some white guys behind me. I don't, not because they white, but it's like they not represent Augusta. It's just a picture I got. But I seen that y'all had a picture for the Bethlehem. Y'all had people on the picture. I don't know if they real people or what. But
they are.
Okay, but I would rather have that on there. That makes more sense.
Okay, yeah.
To have a thing like that. So I don't know if you gotta contact your director or whatever, but I'd like to have it.
Actually, our partner, Garden City Jazz, Karen Gordon, she actually came up with that design, or she worked with someone.
I tell you, that's a plug,
and,
man.
Yeah, and then she gave me access to the design. I was like, hey, I need to put the city logo on there, and I need to change it to white. You know, so it was a collaboration of people putting it together, but all of the icons going across from C.T. Walker, Miss Laney is on the picture. You have the two females, Dent and Haynes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know enough people in the picture. They just black, so it look amazing to me. I'm not, but I figure it has something to do with that because of who she talked about.
Mays, I'm sorry.
Mays.
You got Mays, Dent, and Silas X. Floyd. And James Brown went to Silas Floyd. So it's the history. You have the pioneers. And
the school down there.
Yeah. James Brown went there. That actually was the last school he attended because a lot of people know he didn't have but an elementary education.
You know, I think, like I said, talking history, I don't think a lot of people be knowing the history of a lot of things that's here. So you might have, like you said, Mays, like then you got the Carrie J. Mays. You know, a lot of people don't know that a lot of these things are named after people that meant something to Augusta. Maybe back in the in the days, maybe they probably taught it or we knew it.
Yeah.
But I don't think in today's like society, the young kids today, they don't think they know what it is. They just
don't,
go.
They don't. That's what made this significant. When I lived in Atlanta, I went to the Auburn Festival. The Auburn Festival is cultural. You have MLK, memorabilia. The house is down the street.
Mm-hmm.
So the world knows about MLK.
Come on, the house he grew up, the house he...
Yeah.
I've been there before. Yeah.
So here in Augusta, we have our own history as well. And if we don't celebrate it or commemorate it or keep it perpetuated through over time, you will forget it.
I could be talking out of tense. I don't know, but wasn't it a house or like a museum house down here? Or I'm tripping, because I thought that before I moved down here, we used to visit and try to do stuff when we came down here. And remember going to like a house / museum, and it was somebody, I don't know who it was. I was young, but they were saying she was important. This is where she lived.
So it is the Lucy Laney Museum. It's an older house, and it sits. It's not across the street from the school. It's 2 streets over. And forgive me for not knowing the name of the other street it's on, but it's a museum and it's a house, and it's just not her history. It also has the information that I give you today with S.S. Johnson, C.T. Walker. Actually, Corey Rogers is an excellent person to interview.
We've been trying to get together for like a year now.
They actually have tours,
right?
Other Lanewalker, Bethlehem area to educate people on the different people and buildings that existed.
But see, that's what I'm interested in. I think a lot of people are too, just history, because a lot of times you ask them what to do down here, and they say it's nothing to do here. But the things to do here is kind of like just to know the history. Like you got the museums, you got the things downtown you can go to get this kind of information. And I don't know if it's not posted enough or it's not talked about enough, but like I don't even know how to find the tours for the museum. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I've talked to him before, but it's all about podcasts, not about getting that information out there. So that'd be nice if I can get linked with him again to get it out there. I'll do that. I won't have a problem doing that. But I don't think that people I talk to, like just in my era, I don't think they be knowing you can go to the museum and do this. Like we think the only museums in Atlanta, and we just go out of town.
Communication has to evolve. So now with social media, it's on social media, but then you have to know to go look for it on social media. It'll have to be innovative minds, young people, to say, hey, we need to come up with some type of communication to get this information out. Social media is not good enough. Well, if we went to TV commercials, do millennials watch television? So if we started advertising the history on television, will it be known, or should it be a video? So it's always some different mediums and outlets to create to put that information out.
I think y'all gotta make a TikTok. I think that's what it is. You gotta make a TikTok of the museum. So.
I agree. I can do. Yeah. So
make a whole.
Put
the whole tour on TikTok and they'll watch it.
We need to put the department on TikTok so everybody know we have a rental assistance program that's helping a lot of people right now, because the rent moratorium was lifted. So you can go to csraeoa.org 211 and you can apply for rental assistance and utility assistance, and that's the difference. That's another distinction. AHA doesn't do that, but Augusta Housing and Community Development does. So maybe we do need to get into TikTok.
I gotta. I should have had both. I should have had both of y'all say what each one do, because I think a lot of times they'll go to the wrong person, the wrong entity rather, for the information. A lot of times people ain't looking at, so they'll go look. Oh, they don't do it. Okay, cool, I'm done.
Right.
And they ain't gonna look again. They don't know that it's a distinction to go from here versus here, or that y'all do two totally different things. I do the same thing, fighting the same fight, but y'all do it differently. If that makes sense.
Correct.
So, but I want to talk about the event a little bit. So it's on the 20th.
It's on the 20th. Okay. Next Saturday coming up.
Right. So what was the idea behind this, and how does this link to with what y'all doing in the community?
So the idea behind it mainly was what can we do more in the community? We're the only department in the city that has community in the name. So going back to what you were stating, finding things to do. So really, we just connecting the old with the new. We're doing a celebration to commemorate the old, and we're doing it in the ways where we'll have food trucks lined up along James Brown Boulevard. We were actually able to work with the owner of the adjacent lot. They have a main stage, and we will have a small ceremony at 1:00. We have a kids zone. You have a second stage, so we'll have a DJ. So we just want to do a festival, a celebration for the community, not just the people that live in the community. We invite everyone in the CSRA to come celebrate the history, because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. For me to be in this position, either one of us, because they were the ones to do it before us. So it's just a celebration, and it gives everybody an opportunity to learn something new while we partake in the event.
You plan on having and I don't know if you can give this away or not, but y'all having like special guest speakers, or it's just like music and just having fun?
At 1:00 the special guest speakers.
Okay.
You have a few officials, representatives, and hopefully we'll have Mr. Rogers, Corey Rogers.
No, he's coming.
Most likely.
He should be there, hopefully. I would hope so. Anything with history, I hope he'd be there.
No, so I mean, the partnership, they are putting the program together, but the history piece is significant, and it will be presented during the event.
So the reason why I be big on stuff like this is because I'm not necessarily from Augusta, right? But just being here the time I've been here, I've grown to like it, and I try to always learn about the history of, and it's some good history here. But I think a lot of times when you talk about it outside of Augusta, people automatically assume it's just the Masters and James Brown. That's it. That's the two things that come to mind.
Yeah.
But there's so many more other important things and people that matter to the city, that help build it, that help it be what it is, that I feel like don't get the credit, but they're just not as known. If that makes, I guess, we got James Brown.
That makes sense. Yeah. Just even now, talking about the historic preservation. So it was an African American doctor, S.S. Johnson. He lived in the Bethlehem community. He was a pharmacist as well. So of course, blacks at the time, they couldn't go to the regular pharmacy. So his house in the rear, people would go in and go to the pharmacy, and he had a small building next to his house that was a pharmacy as well. His wife was also active because she was on the board that created the first NAACP here in the area. So she was vocal about equality, and that's history that people need to know. The house is still standing now. It was constructed in 1921. It's 2021. The home is 100 years old. Yeah. Almost fully renovated by our department. It's almost complete, and we hope to showcase it. But that's a huge feat in that time in that area to have a black physician and his wife to own a home like that and to take care of the community.
Could that be considered like could somebody live there, or no? It's like a museum like material.
So this is tricky, but this is why I love it. So with the funding, we infuse federal funds, and anytime you use federal funds, you're gonna have a low moderate income person, and I'm talking about CDBG was Community Development Block Grant. So we use those funds and bond funds. Remember, if we use bond funds, it's not income contingent. But since we infused it with the federal funds, it's income contingent. So the home in use changed from a single family to a duplex. So you can have a family living at the bottom, and you can have a family living at the top. And they will have to be low to moderate income individuals. So it's a good mix of product where you have the workforce home next door. You have affordable housing on McQueen Court down the street. And then we were able to take a historic home, and now we're able to serve the underserved, which that's what he was about.
Right.
And now we put those individuals back into that unit.
I'm gonna ask this just for me, really. Normally I say it's for people, but I'm gonna ask for me. So when you say low to moderate, is it a threshold for that?
Yeah, the 80%, going back to 80% annual median income.
Okay. All right, I'll make sure. Okay. With the event, right? Y'all partner with Garden City Jazz, right? Is there any other entities y'all partner with, or just y'all and her kind of throwing this in?
So with the city of Augusta, the partnership is with Garden City Jazz, and Housing Community Development.
So, and how did that come about? Like with her just kind of putting that bug in your ear to do art? 'Cause I know she's been pushing that for like a long time now, but mainly for like a year, just pushing arts. Or was it one of them things where y'all just wanted to do something, and that's the person y'all kind of went to?
So it came about where we were looking for something different, and Karen and I, we did have a conversation, and I know she did entertainment. I know we did. She did the jazz on Sundays, and I really enjoyed that. And then you had the Saturday market.
Right.
We also have a market every first Friday, which is the Lanewalker Farmers Market, and we're in partnership with Augusta Locally Grown. But Karen, who's also a member of that, she would come to the farmers market. So the conversation came about, hey, we need to do something for Lanewalker, and she came and did a presentation for Director Welcher and the team, and we was like, we really have to put this together. We're gonna make it happen. So it was collaboration of her putting together the idea, just being involved. You have to be involved with the community, and I commend Ms. going on that. She's involved in the community and learned about what we do, and then we say, okay, maybe we need to put something together that's a combination of our services and what she can bring to the table.
Do you think it's important to reach the youth with this? Like,
it's extremely important. If you don't know where you come from, how you know where you're going? And
that's true.
And that's something you don't hear people say a lot. I heard it when I went to HBCU. HBCU taught me, well, you have to know where you come from. And I think it's imperative that the youth come out and not just enjoy the food, but like in the games, but come out and learn about those who came before you. Learn about their history. Know that achieving great feats are possible.
And I asked that because like I'm thinking like the target audience for, and I know y'all gonna throw more events, but for this event, the target audience for this event, like, do you foresee it being young kids, teens, 20s,
yeah, I like
older?
for it to be old. I like for it to be 0 to 100, older, younger, millennials, Generation X. I would like to see a large demographic come out to this event. I like the mystery of people not knowing who those pictures are. You look at it and you're like, oh man, those look like some powerful black people. Like, who are they? And then you hear, food, family, friends. So I'm looking forward to seeing the turnout and different people come together. And that's something that Augusta really doesn't have. I mean, other than the Masters, and you have to have a ticket to get to that event. This is a free event where people can come out and socialize and learn.
How many events do y'all plan on throwing? Like, y'all trying to do it quarterly, monthly? Like,
so this is the inaugural event. So this is the first year. So we hope to do it annually.
Okay, but going forward, like, are y'all gonna try to partner with other entities to do events like throughout the year, or you just going to try to focus on this one first?
So the goal is you always, like I said, you always want to evolve. So we are looking for different partners to come in to see how we can collaborate to be part of community events. It's welcome.
Oh, and what about the schools? 'Cause I know you mentioned like Silas and Floyd. So some schools I feel like got a lot of history, but a lot of people don't know about it. I didn't know that about the James Brown going there. I know somebody that worked there too, but I don't know about the school like that. And I don't know if it's different from now than when it was when James Brown went there or not, because I know it's a private school now. It's like it's not even public.
It's actually pre-K.
Yeah,
it
young
has
kids.
changed. I think from what I read on it recently, it went up to 8th grade.
Okay.
And I think then you had A.R. Johnson and then Lucy Laney high school. You didn't have a lot of black high schools. Right now it's pre-K only.
I think too. That's kind of why like now I think people like Laney got the. I don't tell me to say this because people know how I feel about Laney. I don't hate Laney at all, but I always joke on him. But Laney got one of the strongest alumni, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that's kind of the reason why, the history behind it. So a lot of people get aggravated when they hear Laney, they get aggravated, but for a long time, that's the only school you could go to.
Yeah, I mean, Laney has alumni like a college university.
Right,
you ever come out of homecoming, you're going to see class of 1960 all the way up to the most recent class celebrating it. And that is because you learn the history. You do attend the museum while you're a student there, and you have to learn that school song before you leave. So, I mean, it's a lot of pride.
That's wild. But, I mean, going to the games, the basketball games, like when I was going around like 2015, 2016, just seeing, because you mentioned homecoming, but I'm thinking about just a regular season basketball game. They playing Harlem, and it's packed. They just playing Harlem. It's nobody. It's just Harlem, but it's packed. But you do see the people that got the Letterman jackets on and say 1960, 1950 something, and you got all of those people there, and they're still talking to the youth. They talking to somebody in the game, hey, do this, do that. Yeah. So it's like even in just that one sport and that one simple game, you see the impact that the alumni have on the future of Laney. So I always liked it for that sense too. So.
It's a lot of pride. You have a lot of legacy. My parents attended Lucy C. Laney, so when I got to high school, I had the same gym coach, PE teacher as my dad. And he was like, okay, you look Lewis. I remember when your daddy was here. And I'm like, goodness gracious. So you have a lot of legacy. They remember you. It's one big family. And the old heads, so to speak, they do talk to the youth. And they'll tell them about when I used to be there and how it is. And one thing I do remember graduating, before I went to Morris Brown, different parents came together and they formed a pact for students that were going off to college, and they made sure we had the necessary items that we needed. So, I mean, they were looking after our future, not just presently at Laney.
And like I said, I like that, and I do think that a lot of the Laney alumni, it's not because of the school you went to, but whatever happens within that 4 years, it always bring y'all back to do more for the city and more for the school and just that area. So even as you saying the Bethlehem area and that's your area you're from, but that's kind of what you want. You want people that grow up where they're from to come back and lay hands on their environment. And so I commend you for that, definitely. I mean, I know I always talk trash about Laney, but I'm gonna like it right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's
a good cause.
You know how people have a thankless job, or they say they have a thankless job. This is a gratifying job. You get to see the results of changing lives. When somebody purchases a home, I mean, people be in tears purchasing their first home. And this year alone, I think I have 5 African American males that purchase home. That's a big deal, and that's something to celebrate in the community.
Y'all hiring?
Yes.
I know somebody looking for a new job. I don't know.
Yeah, you can go to Augusta,
I
Georgia.
want a thankless job.
Yeah, AugustaGeorgia.gov and go to employment. But there are several job openings right now.
No, I want the one you have, like the one you have. I don't want the smaller one. I want the one you got.
Well, hopefully, if they expand, yes, we always hiring.
Yeah, hit me up.
We expand, yeah.
I'm trying to make some good bread and have some put an impact community too.
Yeah, it's hard work. You have to go through it. The one thing I can say I love. Under the leadership of Director Welcher, the glass is always full. You know how people say the glass half full,
right?
Or it's always full. He loved challenges, and we might not like it at times as staff, but he's looking for the solution because you can't leave nobody, just left out in the cold. And it's pressure, but it's gratifying.
How was he though? Like how? I know his brother. I had his brother on Trevor, the younger brother, play basketball. Never actually met him. But that name is a name that means something in the city as well, the Welcher name. So, how was he? I mean, Hawthorne, I'm talking about. How was he?
Hawthorne is a leader. I mean, he loved his city. Talking about Laney, his dad was the principal at Laney when my brother attended Laney. So he's definitely legacy as far as the community. He's a really smart person. He knows development. He knows hood. I mean, even when we did a thankful, he said he loved hood. So he loved his job, and a person that loved their job, they make you excited to do what you do. So you want a boss that love what they do.
Definitely. Well, I plan on being there next week, so hopefully I can come through. You said some politicians are going to be there, some commissioners and stuff, right?
Yep, some officials will be there.
I'm trying to run up on a few. I like to catch them off guard. Hey, wait, why ain't do this? Real quick. Sometimes it's best like that because when you catch me in a set and they give you them little politics answers, and I don't be feeling all that.
I mean, they're there to represent, so I'm sure they'll welcome your concerns.
Definitely. I always get answered. I say that. I don't come with them disrespectful. I always get answered. It's just about, wanting a certain answer. I know politics is always fickle. They got their own ways they got to do things. So, well, I guess for what y'all do y'all have to like firsthand have relationship with politicians at all, like commissioners or anything like that?
Yes.
And y'all work together, or
we are governed by the city of Augusta. So for this event, has to be approved.
Got you, by the board.
By the commission.
Got you. Okay, so y'all kind of y'all work together then, or sometimes y'all don't, depending if they approve it or not. I guess.
No, but everything that we do is approved by the commission.
So if something y'all want it done and it don't get approved, y'all just can't do it then.
Right.
I got you.
You have to have the vote.
Okay. Is it the same way, having that same amount of votes out of all of them, or is like I think
the
it's
majority?
Like majority.
It's the majority.
Okay.
You want the majority.
Okay, but y'all been doing good so far on that, so.
Yeah, I mean, mainly it's a formality. Like when we're doing the homes, we have to build the homes. They have to approve the budget. It definitely have to go through the commission committee. This event, it's pretty subjective. It's nothing that's going to change the community dramatically. It's the experience that we're looking to have, and they had to vote on that too.
So, like, if you could have it your way, like, how would you want the event to go, and what would you want people to take from it?
For one, I would like for people to come out and just see the area. I would like for them to see the new developments that's going on. Some people are not familiar with what we're doing on Twigg Street. I want them to see the S.S. Johnson House. I want them to see Dice Park, to know that, hey, we still have a park in the community. The community is growing, and this park, it was approved through SPLOST. The park will have improvements as well, Yeah. So it's like I want people to come out and experience the neighborhood, the social atmosphere, and come out and talk to your city officials.
Definitely.
Come out, meet, greet people, and I really would like for people to learn who Lanewalker is as individuals and all of the rich history in that neighborhood. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
So what's next for y'all? What y'all got in the works? Like after this, and what y'all pushing for within the next year, next quarter?
That's a great question. So we're looking to bring in more partnerships. The partnership with Garden City Jazz is for the event, but we also partnered with Growing Augusta. Mm-hmm. To bring a second farmers market to the South Augusta area.
Okay, that's also caring too, though.
That's caring too. Yeah. That's imperative, but we started in Lanewalker because it's classified as a food desert or food. We have food insecurity. South Augusta grocery stores are far and few in between. I live in South Augusta. You have to have a car to get to your Walmart, to get to Harvest. That's off of the interstate. So. Right. We're really just trying to bring more resources to the community, and we're looking forward to the second location in South Augusta, Research. That's really a big deal, and that's to start something similar to what we're doing in Lanewalker area, where you need rehabs, we need new construction, we need to see different events and different resources brought out to South Augusta.
Is it any way or somehow y'all can do something where it's, I don't know if it's monthly, weekly, quarterly, I don't know how y'all would do it, where y'all can actually give out information, like how you just spoke today. You said a lot of information, mm-hmm. but I'm pretty sure as each day happens, more information needed to be said and need to be put out to the community. Yeah, so is there a way y'all can do that, like whether it's social media representation or whether it's podcast? I don't know, it can have to be mine, it could be somebody else, regardless of who it is. But is there any kind of way y'all can do that, where y'all give out information on like a regular basis?
Yeah, so we do have a social media outlet. Our social media page, just for HCD and House Community Development, is Grow Augusta. So Grow Augusta put out that information. We also have a public information manager with the City of Augusta, Miss Danielle Harris, who works with different medias and outlet. And we are also working as a department, hopefully by 2022, to procure an agency that can put those products out, because since we've been here, we talked about affordable housing, mm-hmm. rental assistance, small business relief, workforce housing, and that's a lot, and people not going to remember it. We can do all the PowerPoints, but I'm
pretty sure they're going to ask me questions. I'm just have to direct them to Grow Augusta, but
yeah, Grow Augusta is a great page on Facebook. We are on IG, but Facebook. People use that more prevalent, but we are working to put the information out into the community as well as distinguish ourselves.
Y'all be having meetings, like Zoom meetings and stuff too?
A lot.
Yeah. Can those be public or no? It got to be private.
So the one thing that we do have, you have quarterly meetings, and quarterly you'll have a presentation, but you have to know about it. It's advertised, and most of the time it's advertised in the newspaper, which a lot of people.
The Chronicle.
Augusta Chronicle,
Yeah,
Metro Carrier. It could be UPW. I mean,
yeah, but I was gonna ask you that because you mentioned partnering with Karen. I was like, I might as well go 3 for 3 and just do UPW. It come out like bi-weekly, I believe. Yeah, bi-weekly.
Metro Carrier is advertising the event.
Yeah.
So you want to hit all of your newspaper sources, but like you said, with the young people, they're not reading the newspaper. You know, so I mean, in social media, Facebook are for more people like the Generation X. So TikTok is the latest attraction. So really, as a government entity, we probably would be advantageous for us to look into evolving as media evolves.
Yeah, but you say you already have a sort of social media person that take care of all this stuff anyway, though.
Mm-hmm. We do.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's the thing is, it's called Grow Augusta. It's not Housing and Community Development.
Yeah, but then I'm also thinking that it can get confused with growing. Karen
said that. She was like, well, y'all growing and we grow. So
yeah,
people do, it is confusing sometimes. We went with Grow Augusta because we deal with all of Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea behind the name was we are growing Augusta through resources and development. And then you do have growing Augusta, so I can see how that.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll try to fix that at some point. I'm pretty sure. The person that's gonna be over it can fix it though. But yeah, I just wondering that because I know like a lot of times when I do this, after this somebody hit me up. They'll say, "Oh, how I found this," and I usually can say this person, that person. I don't want to tell them to do Grow Augusta, and they go hit up.
Yeah, I mean they can go to AugustaGeorgia.gov, go to the departments and go to Housing and Community Development, and then you can click the links for the different resources.
Okay. Augusta.gov is a good site though, so I use that pretty much every day. So, well, I do appreciate you stopping by. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to bring up or talk about. I know you had your own notes and stuff like that. So
no, I just want everybody to come out, join us November the 20th, starting at noon to 6 o'clock. And celebrate the Lanewalker Bethlehem Heritage Festival. Thank you.
I appreciate you for coming through, man. I wish y'all success. I'm gonna come next week. Hopefully, I get to have a good turnout. If y'all got something y'all want me to share besides this, of course, I'll share it this week. Just tell Karen to tag me and I'll share it. You know, I get the word out. But I'm definitely hoping for a good event. I want to see all ages there too as well, just like you. And I feel like hopefully the people that's coming out there, like the commissioner and stuff, they share it as well. Because a lot of them do have good, like Jordan, they got good social media presence. So.
I think I seen her share first. She shared it in the Lucy C. Laney alumni group.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So yeah, that's all you need though. You know, you have to be put out there. But I'm looking forward to seeing the development y'all do. No pun intended, but looking forward to it. So I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, man, and I look forward to it.
Thank you. One Masters Podcast. We out.